Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, the Super Coach, every week coming into your life to multiply your life, your money, and your business. Now, here's what I want to ask you. If I could give you an unfair advantage, would you take it? If I could help you separate yourself in a world of sameness, look different, run faster, where does that advantage come from? An illustration I used prior to the show is 49% of NFL games are won by 7 or fewer points. And you know why? The talent's equal. There's one small advantage they have. Today on Super Coach, I'm going to show you what that advantage can be. We're going to multiply life, money, and business because you know what I believe, guys? Everybody needs a good coach in life. Come on, let's go. Hey guys, this is Coach Micheal Burt. I am so glad you joined me for Super Coach. I believe a good coach can change your life. I believe a good coach will have conversations with you don't want to have, make you do some things you don't want to do, help you become something you didn't think you could become. You see, you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. You can't reach your own potential without the help of another person helping you break through those ceilings of success. I'm Coach Micheal Burt, and I'm going to find the kryptonite in your life, and I'm going to do it on this show, Super Coach. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, Super Coach, every week coming into your life. Thank you for joining us. We had a big day today, man. We have been in Chattanooga, Tennessee all morning, left at 5:30 a.m. this morning, spoke to the insurance advisors, had a great session on a new book, Everybody Needs a Coach in Life. If you haven't purchased the new book, I want to thank you. I signed 200 copies last night for my man Clay Whitaker, and he's donating those to I think it's Southeastern University in Oklahoma to one of his former classmates. And you know, then we left the insurance event. Then we went and did a real estate event at RE/MAX, and what am I out there beating the drum, bringing you access to that, because I believe a good coach can be the unfair advantage for you. Now, many years ago, I wrote a book called Zebras and Cheetahs. Zebras and Cheetahs was about how you look different and how you run faster than everybody else. If I went out in the streets today, no matter what city we're in, and I polled 10 different people, and I asked them, do you fully understand that we are living in a saturated and commoditized world? And it is very important that you know how to look different and run faster than everybody else. 9 out of 10 people go, don't even think about it, Coach. Never even thought about it. You know why? No classes in school on how to differentiate. See, when I look at the markets that are out there, financial services, there's 283,000 financial service people in the world. There's over a million real estate agents. There's all kinds of mortgage originators. So here's the deal. They all look the same. They're all peddling the same product. They all got the same spiel. They all got the same pitch. The market does not know the difference between one person and another. So the first realization you have got to come to is that we are living in a saturated and commoditized world. That means the consumer is confused. And when the consumer is confused about where the real value is, guess what they do? They always go for the cheapest option, man. If I can get, you know that 93% of doctors buy generic aspirin. You see, we go to the Walgreens, and what do we buy? We buy Bayer and Aleve and Tylenol. But physicians, the people that practice being a doctor every day, what do they buy? They buy the cheap one because they don't think there's any difference between the cheap one and the expensive one. Well, that's really what's happening to you out there in the world, is we don't know the difference. What's the difference between you and you? So let me ask you this question. Is it my job to figure out what makes you look different, or is it your job to tell me? You see, is it my job to figure out how you give me an advantage of the world, or is it your job to articulate that to me? See, in my world, I'm looking for difference. I'm looking for difference. So what do most people believe? You're just a commodity. And if you're just commodity, why would I pay premium price for it? Why would I pay a higher price if I can get you anywhere? And so what we're unpacking today, what we're exploring today is, where does an unfair advantage come from? And if I gave you one, would you take it? If I walked up to you and said, look, you got the goods, but you don't know how to look different. You don't know how to run faster. You don't know how to separate yourself from everybody else. And so what's happening are people are just out there trying to figure out, why should I partner with you? What do you bring to the party that's different than everybody else? What's your cheese on the mousetrap? You know, we were doing an accountability session earlier today with our people, and they was like, how do I get on people's schedules? I never get past the gatekeeper. And you know what I said? You ain't got any cheese on the mousetrap, man. If you don't have any cheese on the mousetrap, why would I take a meeting with you? What do you have to offer that we need? So today we're going to look at this, because your job is really to show them that you're a must-have versus a nice-to-have. Nice to have always get cut. Must-haves are always like, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of this. You see, most of the contracts that I sign with big companies to come in and coach their company, I have been with them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in some of my big contracts. Now, why is that? Because at the end of every year, I figure out a way to make them more money. And if I can help them make more, here's what they say. We can get rid of a lot of things, but we're not getting rid of that guy right there, because that guy is an advantage to us. Now, listen to this. Michael Jordan told Tim Grover, his personal coach, I'm not training you. I'm not paying you to train me. I'm paying you not to train anybody else in the NBA. Now, what was he saying? You are my unfair advantage. So today I got to teach you how to look different. I got to teach you how to run faster. I got to teach you how to separate yourself from everybody else. And I got to show you how you create an unfair advantage for your customers. Now, you know a good coach always finds some kryptonite. That's the one thing holding you back. Let me give you some kryptonite, what I think. You don't realize that you need to even look different and run faster than everybody else. See, every day I'm competing versus all the big-time people in the world, the Grant Cardones, the Tony Robbins, the, whoever competing against, strategic coach, Dan Sullivan, Brian Buffini, Rick Rubio. I'm competing versus all of these people. So you know what my job is? Articulate what makes me different. Why would you hire me versus those people, right? What is it about me? So I have realized that I'm in a saturated market, a billion-dollar industry where there's all kinds of options every day. My job is to find the special, package the special, sell a special. When we come back in segment number 2, I'm going to show you the 4 places I think advantage comes from, and then we'll end the show today with, I'm looking for advantage. Where can I get my personal unfair advantage? You're watching Super Coach, and I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt. How do you find the right coach for you? There's personal coaches, there's life coaches, there's business coaches, there's spiritual coaches. Here's the deal. You got to find a coach you have an affinity with. You believe the same things. I believe trained people always outperform untrained people. I believe coach people always outperform uncoached people. You got to find a coach that you think brings the knowledge and the skill and the desire and the confidence to you that will work for you. I would love to be that coach through my new Total Growth Academy. Go to CoachBurt.com, click on virtual coaching, and get coached by me every day on any device, anywhere on planet Earth. Hey guys, welcome back, Super Coach. Hey, you caught me checking out my own show, trying to motivate myself, guys. See what I'm saying here? Watching myself, right? So listen, Clayton Tank Whitaker, good to see you, man. Thank you for buying 200 books. Joanna Goodman, Shane Ray, Will Webb, all the people out there. David Coiler. Look, we got some new folks on Super Coach today. Listen, I know I give you 3 today. 3 Facebook Lives today. You get all kinds of coaching. But listen, you got to have an unfair advantage. And I'm going to tell you somebody that was with us today. I got Dr. Bill Maddox in here with us today, Director of Expansion. Okay, I got some other friends in here with us today. We're going to bring them in the third segment. You guys don't mind getting on camera for a little bit, do you? I'll bring you in the third segment, introduce you, right? But let me tell you who was with me today as well on the bus, and that was a big kahuna, Shane Ray. Big sponsor of my coaching program. He's a big Monster producer. He went with us to Chattanooga today. Shout out to him and Jonathan King and Monster, who said, Coach, can I just get on the bus and go with you, man? Can I? And you know what? People started backing out when they heard we was leaving at 5:30 this morning, right? But not these 2 cats. Shane Ray, big kahuna. Just call aloha.com. He can handle all your heating and cooling needs for your business. This is a cool cat that takes something boring and made it real sexy and fun. If you could take the heating and cooling business and make it sexy, you've done something big, in my opinion, right? What's the unfair advantage? That's what we're talking about today. Where does it come from? Why do we need an unfair advantage? If I could give you an unfair advantage, would you take it? Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about this. There's 4 places I believe an unfair advantage comes from. Now, why am I looking for advantage? Because we're living in a saturated and commoditized world. There's too many people competing for the same space. The consumer doesn't know the difference between one and another. Everything looks exactly the same. So what I'm looking for is just this much advantage. 49% of the NFL games are won by 7 or fewer points. 49%. Sometimes it's just this much difference between one person and another. I'm looking for this advantage. Where do I get it from? Mark it down because you need to know where your advantage comes from. One of four places. Number one, it comes from the product. And what do I mean by that? You have a superior product to someone else. Now, I guarantee you every person out there that's watching this today, has found a product that they go, this product is just superior to this product. Okay, I'm a big Apple guy, right? I think Apple is superior to some products. I use a Mac versus, okay, we were using Windows today somewhere, and I was like, man, this is 30 years behind, man. It's too slow. It can't get up fast. It's got to boot and reboot. Right? I need something up and running fast. So what if I built a superior product? Here's my question. Could I charge premium for it? Right? Could I charge premium for it? Okay, now I went to purchase new cars not long ago, and I looked at a Tahoe, I looked at a Denali, and I looked at a Cadillac. They're basically the same vehicle. So they said when you go from the Tahoe to the Denali, it's got it stitched on the back of your seat that says Denali, right? That's a little differential advantage. And it's got a little screen for my baby girl to watch movies on, right? And it does this. Then I get in the Cadillac, it's $15,000 more dollars. And they say, well, I say, what's the difference between a Cadillac and a Denali? Well, the Denali is just as nice as the Cadillac. It's just the one or two things that the Cadillac has, right, for $15,000 more dollars. But it didn't have this and this and this. And I said, man, I'll take the Denali versus the Cadillac because I feel like the Denali's got really everything I need in it. Why would I pay $15,000 more dollars for the Cadillac? You know why? Because people want that Cadillac name. Fair enough? So when you create this perception of perceived value, people will pay more money for it. But typically, to do that, you got to have a good product. But Microsoft has fooled people for years. So billions of dollars. Bill Gates, the number one richest person in the world, because he sold people that he had a product. Whether it's a good product or a bad product, he sold people that it was a good product. So number one, your product is your unfair advantage. But very few people I coach have a product differential. It's not in the product. They're all selling a commodity. Those insurance people this morning in Chattanooga were all selling the same thing. They were all selling the same thing. So where's their differential advantage now? Because it's not in the product. They don't have an unfair advantage there, okay? What about number two? This is where some people win. Delivery of the product. People use Chick-fil-A all the time, and I get it, man. 30, 40 people trying to get in there, one concentrated period. I told my wife I went to Chick-fil-A on Saturday and got her a chicken sandwich. I was like, man, I ain't doing that again. I don't care how good the chicken is. I don't care how much they tell me it's my pleasure to serve me. I'm not sitting in a line 30 deep for chicken fingers. You understand what I'm saying here? But here's what people say. Service separates them, right or wrong. There may be other people got the same chicken tenders as Chick-fil-A, but the way they serve it, the way they make you feel comfortable, the way they say my pleasure. So I got the same product, but got a different delivery of that product. Now, that could be an unfair advantage. Think about places that you go, great steakhouses that have great service, that charge $200, $300, $400 a person to come and eat because of the service, right? So the second place you could differentiate is the delivery of the product. Same product, just delivered in a better way. Third place, which is one of my favorite, is you. You are the differential advantage. Your mind, your thought processes, your systems, your structure. So here's what I tell people when I'm competing versus other coaches. Do you want somebody that one day woke up and called himself a coach, or somebody that's actually won a championship? You want somebody that's actually taken a team to the highest pinnacle you could take them, right? Building a culture, or you want somebody that wrote a book about how to do it. That's my differential advantage, is I spent a decade building winners. Inner engineering people to win. I know how to take a person from here to there. I didn't just write a book about it. I've actually done it. I tell people, do you want a person to show you how to build $1 million business, or a person that's actually built $1 million business? You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times your differential advantage is what? It's you. It's you. Where does that advantage come from? Your past. Your past struggle, your past experiences. Okay? It's all in your past. Now we got to find it, package it, sell it. Remember those three words. We got to find it, we got to package it, we got to sell it. The people that are selling it at very high levels, listen, they're just brilliant marketers. Right, Tom Farrell? Right, Joanna Good? They're just brilliant marketers, man. They found a way to package and sell their special better than everybody else, okay? Now, what if I told you the fourth place to get an unfair advantage is how you articulate your product or service? See, we teach a big concept in Monster Producer that Tom Love originally created called the explanation of services. How do you articulate what you believe, why you believe it, what you do, how you do it different, who you've done it for? I really believe that when you talk to strangers, when you are on cold calls, when you're meeting to strangers, selling to strangers, that you got a small window to articulate what makes you different than everybody else. They tell us if you make a bad first impression, 21 positive interactions to overcome the first negative. Every study in the world shows us that a person makes an assessment of another person first tenth of a second. Prolonged exposure to that person does not change their original first impression. For every person saying negative things about you in the market, it takes 5 positives to overcome the 1 negative. So I actually believe that advantage could come in how you articulate what it is you do. Money changes hands when problems are solved. You got a problem, I can show you how I can solve it. Let me articulate how I can solve it. Could be in a minute, could be in 5 minutes, could be in 10 minutes, could be in 30 minutes. So this is important. So I want to close this session by telling you this. Advantage is a process for delivering a superior result. You see, when I hire people, it's because they can give me an advantage. Yesterday, I'm talking to people about growing our social media presence. I'm being coached by all different types of people out there in the world. And why would I hire them? Because I think they got a process that delivers some superior result for me over and over and over again. They are my unfair advantage. Now, let me give you some kryptonite. Then I'm going to show you the 5 places to look for that advantage. Here's your kryptonite. This is one thing holding you back. You won't invest any time, any energy, or any money in cultivating your unfair advantage. So you don't want to spend any money on it. You don't want to spend any resources on it. You don't want to spend any time thinking about it. So therefore, guess what happens? You're just a commodity. And a commodity means what? I can get you anywhere. And you're not doing yourself justice if that's the case. I can't get you anywhere. You are unique. You have birthday gifts you haven't opened yet. You got special sauce I don't even know about yet because you haven't articulated it to me. When we come back in the final segment, here's what we're talking about. I'm out there looking for my unfair advantage, and I got 4 or 5 places I think I can get it, and I need it because we're living in that saturated world. You're watching Super Coach, and I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, and I get asked all of the time, what does a good coach do? See, a good coach should engage you in a set of systematic behaviors that allows you to do something tomorrow you can't do today. They should find and fill your missing structures. They help you break through that ceiling of success that you can't break through on your own. And that, my friend, is why everybody needs a good coach in life. Check out Coach Micheal Burt's Total Growth Academy at CoachBurt.com. All right. Hey, guys, welcome back. Super Coach John Brubaker. Shout out to you, brother. John's got a new book, Stadium Status. If you hadn't bought it yet, you need to buy it because he's a real player. Great coach. I see Takesha Bromell on here. She's in there fighting for Microsoft. I don't know why, Takesha. You're going to give in before it's over with because they got an inferior product. You know what I'm talking about? Tom Farrell, Clayton Tank Whitaker, Joanna Goodman, Melanie Mayo. Shout out to everybody that's been on here with us today. I want to thank you for spending the day with us. I know this is the 3rd Facebook Live that I've done today, but we had some live events I thought I wanted to get you in on. We got some special guests in the studio, so you guys come on in here. I got Tony Atwell, Willem. These guys are here with me. We've been working on a speaking engagement. Look at these guys come in to see Super Coach. There you go. Open it up. Look at this big guy right here. Look at these 2 guys right here, right? Okay, so these guys are here today because we're talking about me speaking. If I'm not mistaken, we're talking about me speaking in an event in Orlando, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what the event is. Do you know yet?
Well, it's basically Event Professionals Alliance, which represents the people that conduct events all around the world. And
yes.
We have a party in Orlando that we host during a trade show each year.
Yes.
So that's what we're looking into. We're looking to help these people grow their businesses, get to that next step, and help possibly get them a super coach.
Absolutely. Right? Everybody needs a coach in life, right? 3,500 people. We got a big group, right?
Yes, sir.
You said the key words, big party, man. That's what we're going to be doing, right?
We do.
Orlando?
Orlando.
I love it. Okay.
November, yep.
All right. I met this guy right here, Riviera Maya, Mexico. What, 2014?
2014.
2014.
July.
He said, man, you were just a little baby star when I met you back in the day. Hey, thank goodness we're big stars, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So thank you guys for joining us today on Super Coach. Thank you for coming into the studio, man. I appreciate you. I hope we can make something work, man, because I like Orlando. And I do believe everybody needs a coach in life, and I do think everybody needs an unfair advantage. Now I'm going to get to the good stuff. For all the people stuck around with me, now I'm coming down the home stretch, and I got something real valuable to tell you. You're out there and you're saying, I'm looking right now for my unfair advantage. You either listen to me on podcasts, you've downloaded my my podcast on iTunes, you are out there in the world, you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you follow me on Facebook, whatever the case may be, and you go, you know what? This little bald-headed pit bull is right, man. I do need an unfair advantage. Where do I get it from? Where do I get it from, okay? Here's what I want you thinking. What if I told you today that I think your unfair advantage could come from who's coaching you? What if I walked in today and said I play for John Wooden? Would that give me an unfair advantage? What if I said I studied under Dr. Stephen Covey? Would that give me an unfair advantage? What if I learned neuro-linguistic programming from the people who actually created it? What if see, you understand what I'm saying? I believe who's coaching you could give you an unfair advantage. Look at any college program out there in the world. Look at any NFL program. Look at any who's coaching them makes a huge difference in how good they are. This is the only thing that explains how somebody that was not winning got fired. They brought in a new person. They took the exact same players, and within 2 or 3 years, they're playing for national championships. You know why? Because who's coaching you is where your advantage could come from. See, you don't get this. A lot of people don't get this. Who is your mentor? Who is the person you're getting feedback from? Who is coaching you? You know, I was down there today, and there were people in that RE/MAX office that I think were doing good, but they could be doing much better, and they didn't show up to get coached. And I was confused because here's my philosophy on money. If a person has figured out how to make 50 more cents than me, I can learn something from them. If a person's figured out how to make a couple $1 million more than me, I can definitely learn from them. What if a person's figured out how to make $100 million more than me? You think I could learn from them? But I see people all the time that are just too busy being fabulous that they won't slow down and go, man, I need an advantage. This person can give it to me. Let me get 30 minutes with this person and learn something from them. I remember spending time with the person that was worth over $600 million probably a year ago, and I just watched, and I just listened, and I just took notes, and I wanted to know how he spoke to people, how he talked to people, how he interacted with people, because he can give me an advantage. He has figured out something I haven't figured out yet. And so for you, don't think that the coach who's coaching you can't give you an advantage. What about the unique process? What about the methodology? What about the mindset? What about the toughness? Here's a big one. What about if your engine gives you an unfair advantage? You know what your engine is? Right here, baby. Can you keep bouncing back? Can you keep getting back up? Can you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and deliver all day long and continue going all day long? Or do you want to shut it down at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon? You understand what I'm saying? The engine, in my opinion, can give you an unfair advantage. So where do we get that engine? My engine is directly tied to one thing, my purpose. My purpose. So I put my feelings to the side. Just because feelings are real, that don't make them right. Just because I may feel tired don't mean I'm going to let... See, I tell my brain what to do versus it tell me. And so I make up my mind. I'm going the distance because I want to give myself an advantage. And some people win just by pure work ethic, just by pure engine. Now, what if you had work ethic? What if you had knowledge and skill and desire and confidence? What if you had all of those things clicking, and likability and connectivity and free prize? And you know what you're doing? You're going to hear terms like self-actualization. As you're clicking on every cylinder, you're in a flow. And when you find a person that's in a flow, you got an unfair advantage. Listen, every single week I come into your life to multiply life, money, business. You can get this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podcast Republic. If you hadn't bought the new book, guys, I want to encourage you. This is my life's work. It took me 12 books, guys, to figure out how to make a bestseller. You know what I'm saying? But I figured it out, right? And we're selling that puppy like crazy. Thank you to all the people that are buying it, because guess what I believe? I believe who's coaching you is where your advantage can be. Let's get them some kryptonite, Jack. Get them out of here. Thank you guys for joining us today. All day, baby. Your coach could be your advantage, but you won't get one, man. You won't get one. All those agents that didn't show up today that could have got coaching, but they was too busy being fabulous. Who's coaching you could be your entire unfair advantage. And just like in the NFL, 49% of the games won by 7 or fewer points. 23% are won by 3 or less points. You know what that means? It's all the same, man. All the talent is equal. All they're looking for is one play. How do we win a national championship? One play. One simple play. Guys, I love coaching you every single week. I want to say shout out to you. Michael Hayes, John Brubaker, Leslie Denny, Katina Carney, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. Have a great day. Everybody needs a good coach in life. Sometimes a good coach has just got to get in your... Hey, let me tell you what you need to do right now. You need to draw a line down the middle of a piece of paper and say what's working, what's not working. But here's a big thing you need to draw: what to stop doing. You don't need more things to do. You need to quit doing some of the things that are not working to have some success in your life. It's not what you get, it's what you're willing to give up so that you can have something new.